I might have an addiction. I don't even really know the plot. Like, I just birthed this, even though I don't know anything about hockey. This is God's creation right here. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Alexandria, as in Alexandria loves books. Hi, I have a problem, okay? And the first step towards healing of an addiction is to admit you have a problem. I am about to share with you the biggest book haul ever. Okay, maybe not ever, but the biggest for me. Last time I counted, which was last night, I think I have 83 new books. That's almost enough for me to hit my 100 reading goal for 2025. We have fantasy, we have romance, we have series, we have mysteries, we have memoirs, we have Christian, we have YA, we have dark romance. We have a lot going on here, and this video is going to be so long, so I'm not going to go into like the plots really of each of them. I'm not going to say much about them because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Otherwise, I will be yapping for hours. And before we get started and go through them all, which I'm really excited to share them with you and geek out over all the books, I do want to just like disclaim, this is not like me trying to brag. This is not trying to be like, look what I have and look what I bought and look what I, like, no. And being fully honest and transparent, I did not buy all of these full price. I don't think a single one of these I bought full price. Most of them are like Amazon gift cards. Some of them I got on Facebook Marketplace. And then I kind of have a little bit of an announcement / surprise. I didn't want to tell you guys until this seasonal job was done. And I think when I post this, I'll have maybe one more shift or I'll already be done working there. But I had a seasonal job at Barnes & Noble. That's right. I worked the book lover's dream job. With that comes a huge discount. Almost every shift I was buying books. That is why I have so many. If I didn't have that job, it would not be nearly as many. Let's get into it. I guess let's start with maybe series, because there's some series that I bought the full series. Number one. I can't believe I'm showing you this. I feel like I'm showing you my children. Like, I just birthed this. These are 8 out of the 10 books of the Addicted Calloway Sister series. I don't have the other 2 because my store didn't have the other 2, but I will be buying the other 2. That's for a fact. I'm missing Addicted After All and Some Kind of Perfect. This is the Addicted Calloway series by Becca and Krista Ritchie. I'm sure you've heard of this if you've been on Book Talk or BookTube for any amount of time. This is an iconic OG series. I haven't read this. I would say I haven't read these books yet, but I already know this world, and I'll explain why in a sec. So this follows 3 different couples. I think it's the sisters, what are their names? Lily, Rose, and Daisy, and then their love stories. And then to explain why I already know the series, because I have read 10 out of the 13 books in the Like Us series. Oh my gosh. So this is also by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the spin-off series of those 3 couples from Addicted Calloway, their children. I did not know that when I first started this. So these are all the ones I've read so far, and I've read like the ebook version of them. And then we have Misfits Like Us, Unlucky Like Us, and Nobody Like Us, which are the last 3 books in the series. And then this series is complete, I'm pretty sure what they said, but they do have a new series coming out, I forget, Cobalt Empire, which I think starts with Ben's book, I'm not sure, but there's gonna be more series or books about these characters, and I will be reading every single one. I love this series, I love these characters. Let me show you these covers. Whoa, these are the special edition covers. I don't like the regular, or like the OG covers of like the people, they're weird. Damaged Like Us, Lovers Like Us, Alphas Like Us. Oh, and if you don't know, these are all, like, they're a famous family. I'm not sure exactly like why they're famous, but I'll find out in the Addicted Calloway series. But then their kids are famous because their parents are famous. And then each of them have different like job pursuits that also put them in the limelight sometimes, depending on the person. They're famous, based in Philly. And then Nothing Like Us, I'm pretty sure this is the last one, I'm not sure about the order. 700 pages. Their 3rd book, and they have 750 pages. While I'm here, let me just go through the other series specifically that I have. I did buy the box set of ACOTAR. I have not read any of these books yet, but I want to. They're so popular that I just want to know the hype. I've never read Sarah J. Maas, and I'm just really curious, and I just want to know. I'm tired of being in the unknown. I want to be in the know. And yeah, it's the Romantasy series. That's all I know. I know some of their names. I don't even really know the plot. Another series, I don't have every single book because I don't have the novellas that go in between them. I do have the Shatter Me series. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't know if I'm a little old for it, because like some YA I'm okay with, others I'm like, oh, these children are annoying me, you know? I am 24, and so it just, if they're older teenagers and if they're not like too immature, I'm okay with it, but if they're acting like imbeciles, it pisses me off. So I've heard some people say that it's too YA for them, so I'm nervous, but I'm excited. This is like a dystopian fantasy world. Her touch is lethal, so the government has her like locked up. And I think there's a love triangle, but I could be mistaken. I haven't read them yet, so I don't know. And then another series that I don't have like every single book in, but I have 4 out of 6 of them, the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. I don't know if I'm gonna like this series. This is a dark romance series. So there's Brutal Prince, Bloody Heart, Broken Vow, and Heavy Crown. The other 2 I think are the 2nd and 3rd books in the series. I could be wrong, but I think so. They weren't as interesting to me, and I was like, okay, let me just buy the ones I'm interested first, and then I'll read these. And then if I like all of these books and I'm curious about the other characters, because I think they're interconnected. I think they're interconnected, but I'm not fully sure. But then I can just go read those when I want, and if not, then I don't have to. There are other books that are like in series, but I think I'm just going to go through the rest by genre now. Since I just showed you some dark romance, I'll show you the rest of the dark romance I have. So the first one is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, and it reminds me a lot of Tide by Carrie Ann Cole, which I loved. And so I want to try this. I'm pretty sure like this is one of Larry Reed's favorite books. I also got Phantom by Greer Rivers. I believe this is like an indie book. So this is a retelling of Phantom of the Opera, which is my favorite musical and favorite movie of all time. It's the 2004 version. Emmy Rossum, I still don't know, and Gerard Butler. I know people have mixed feelings about them, but I adore them. I have since I was 5 years old, okay? And I have the original like book. I haven't read it yet, but this is a retelling, but where the Phantom gets the girl. So it's a dark romance retelling, and I'm thinking I might do a video one day where I read the OG and then I read this one. I think that'd be really fun. And then the other one, I'm nervous about this one, but I've heard that if like you're not like a huge dark romance person, but you liked Butcher and Blackbird, this one is even better than that. I feel like this one might be too dark for me. I don't know. My coworker raved about it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try it. And if I don't like it, then I don't like it. Like, who cares? As Josh turns from predator to protector, he must ask himself how far he'll go for the woman he's obsessed with. That line sold me, and I was like, okay, I'm in it. So those are all the dark romance. I am not a huge dark romance person, but I am like interested a little bit, and so I'm finding where my boundaries are and where I'm like not okay with. So Lights Out might be past my boundary. We're gonna figure that out. Then let's just do romance. Romance is like my biggest pile in front of me right now. The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. So this is my first Mariana Zapata book. I've never read a book by her. I don't know if she's gonna be the author for me because I know she's known for her super slow burns. I'm not a slow burn girl, okay? But this one is like 470 pages, so I feel like, and it's a lot thinner than I think like her original published copy versions, so I feel like I'll be okay with this, and I just want to try one of her books out, and then if I enjoy it, I'll try other books, but she might not be for me, but I do at least want to read one of her books, because I'm just curious, because everyone loves her. And then also Daydream, this is the 3rd book in the Maple Hill series. I haven't heard any announcement about a 4th book or anything, so I don't know if this series is done or not. I'll have to look into that, but this is Henry's story, and I adored Henry in the books prior, Wildfire and Icebreaker, so I'm excited to read about him. Next is The Favor by Suzanne Wright. This is also, I'm pretty sure, an indie book based on just the printing of it. I heard about this book from Larry Reed's. This is like her favorite marriage of convenience book like ever, or at least like in her very top ones, so I trust Larry. Okay, I wanted to get it, and so I did. Next, I bought the rest of the Playing for Keeps series by Becca Mack. I read Consider Me in October, and I'm obsessed with that book. 4.75. I love that man. I love the writing. I love the romance. I ate it up, so I bought the rest of the series. And then I already owned the 1st and 3rd book in the Hot and Hammered series by Tessa Bailey, and so I really wanted to get the 2nd one so I can have all of them. I haven't read any of them yet, but I love Tessa Bailey and I do want to read her entire backlist, so I'm working on it slowly but surely. I got Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. this is like an OG iconic book talk book, and I just want to have read it. I know people have mixed thoughts about it, but I want to read it. And this is brother's best friend broke her heart, and then his new teammate wants to put it back together. And apparently this book is really sad, and I don't understand like what, I have no idea what the sadness is, the sad thing it's gonna be. I think it's college romance. I don't know I don't know, but apparently it's sad. Another hockey romance. I love hockey romance, okay? It's the best sport romance ever. I do want to get into other sports, like other types of sports romance, but hockey will have my heart forever, even though I don't know anything about hockey. This is Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy. This is a football college romance, and he's like king of our college campus. Everyone loves him. Unlike me, I'm a walking cliche, the shy introvert who prefers booked people. I don't know. And then she ends up tutoring him, and he's a secret side no one knows about. Also, sprayed edges. And I'm pretty sure this is signed. This is signed. Look at that. And then, I don't know if you saw in my holiday sleepover vlog, Bookmas, I read, what's it called? How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. It's my first book by her, and so I decided to pick up the first book in the Kane Brothers series. This is a not so meet cute. A lot of people really like this book and this series, so I'm curious to read it. I don't know why I didn't just buy all three of them, but I just bought the first one, and that sounds good for me. Okay, it's Fake Fiance. That's the trope. Fake Engaged. Unwanted by Mia Sheridan. I want to read more Mia Sheridan. I haven't read much past these three books, and so I want to read more by her because I do like her writing. This seems like there's some type of like mystery involved with the romance. I love when there's mystery and suspense involved with like a romance story. It's so fun to me. Is it too late because she's risking her heart to him, and is he the killer or a victim or all three? I don't know, but I'm down for it. The Woods, a man with trauma, and a murder. Love. One that I just got actually yesterday is Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. This is a sapphic sports romance. I don't even know, it becomes a teammate with benefits thing, and then they like play for the World Cup. I don't know. I don't really know much about the plot other than that, but I've heard really great things about it. And even my friend who's my coworker, she said that she's heard great things about this too. So I'm excited to read that. Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. I watched Steph Bohr's video, and she read this book in that video, and she like loved it. And I was like, okay, I'll bite. And it has spray edges. This is a small town, again with that like mystery suspense aspect in a romance. This is best friend's little sister / like brother's best friend trope, and so he like connects with, I don't even know the girl's name, but then she ends up getting like targeted, and so then he has to like protect her. Sign me up. Oh, another series I forgot. I have the whole series of the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. This is her first series. So it's this series, and then Chestnut Springs, and then Rose Hill. But I need to read everything this woman writes, so of course I have all four. This is the first book, Off to the Races, and a photo finish, The Front Runner, and a false start. Also, the stickers, I am struggling to get these stickers off. It's bad. I started like peeling them, and then I can tell it's about to make a mess, so I just give up, and now they look even worse than just if they were on there. So I'm gonna need to have like a day where I just do sticker rehab, trying to get these stickers off. And then also a very similar book to Fragile Sanctuary, at least in my mind, Indigo Ridge by Daphne Perry. This is the first book in the Eden series. I only bought the first one. It's a small town enemies to lovers romance, and there's some type of mystery in it. I don't know. A woman is found dead. So murder, mystery, and romance, my favorite. And then the next book I meant to get back into the summer, but I just never got to it. That is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. This is a hardcover with sprayed edges that are pink. I read The Bodyguard by Catherine Center and loved it. I've heard a lot of her other books are a little bit more women's fiction with romance, and so I haven't really read those because I just know that's not the type of book that I enjoy. But I'm pretty sure this is like more romance, and I've heard amazing things. Like Carly Jo raves about this book. I think it's like her favorite book ever, or like favorite book of the year. So I'm excited to read it. I don't fully know. I think it takes place like in LA, and they're screenwriters, and she's working to make him believe in love again or something. Almost done with romance. The next one, I already own Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I picked this up at like a small indie bookstore, honestly a year ago, I don't fully remember. I didn't realize that this was the third book in a little trilogy. They are interconnected, so I don't have to read them in order, but I read, okay, I don't have the first book with me right now, a friend's borrowing it, but I read the Part of Your World trilogy in order, and I really like doing that. I wanted to read this series in order, so I haven't read this one yet. I purchased The Friend Zone and the Happy Ever After playlist, which are the first 2 books in the series. So now I have the whole trilogy. The last romance book, I don't even know if it counts as romance. It technically was in the romance section. The back of it says fiction, not romance though. Magnolia Parks. I don't know if this counts as a romance because I know it's like a toxic relationship situation, and so I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna love this or not. That's why I only got the first book in the series. I don't know if it's gonna be my type of thing, but everyone loves this series. Like, they're diehard for it. They're getting tattoos. They are wearing their merch. They have bees everywhere for some reason. I just want to know, okay? So I'm gonna read the first book, and if I enjoy it, I'll continue it. But if not, then there's no pressure, and I'm just gonna leave it at the one book. Let's go into the YA portion. I have YA fantasy, romance, and mystery. For the mysteries, I only have All In and Bad Blood. These are the 3rd and 4th book in the Natural series. I read the first 2 and I really enjoy it. So these just follow these teenagers who are with the FBI, and they have special abilities, and they help solve serial killer cases, as teenagers should be. And then fantasy, I bought Midnight Sun. Why are Edward's thoughts so much? This is the same book, like in story of Twilight, but just from Edward's POV. I am not done with the series yet. I think I'm only 2 books in, but I wanted to have all of them, and I wanted them all to be like paperback and the same size, so I wanted to complete that series, so I have that. Another book that I got so I can complete a series is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the 2nd book in the Letters of Enchantment duology. The first one is Divine Rivals. I've heard this one is not as good. It's more like political focused than like romance and even fantasy. So I'm nervous. I'm not looking forward to reading this one as much, but I want to know what happens, and I want to finish the duology. Another first book in a series, I'm going to be starting so many series this year, is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. It's the first book in the, I don't know, Caraval trilogy. I don't know if there's another name for it. I only bought the first book, so I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I'm like weird with YA, you know, I need to feel it out. A legendary competition, a mesmerizing romance, an unbreakable bond between 2 sisters. I'm really interested in the like Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I don't even know what those books are called, but I'm interested in those, and I've heard that you can just read those, but they spoiled this series, and so I want to read this one first and try to read the first 3 books in like a series, and then move on to that like spin-off or a series, if that makes sense. So next is another fantasy, Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Sprayed Edges. That's like the thing to do these days in publishing. So this one, I don't even fully remember what it's about. I think it's Enemies to Lovers with Alex and Aiden. Her mom is murdered. She's back in the Covenant. She's to become a servant or work twice as hard. And then Pure Blood, Aiden volunteers to train her. I don't know, but I have a fun video idea for this one, so be on the lookout. I don't know when that's gonna happen because I already have the next few videos planned, but we'll figure it out. Next is Volume 5 of Heartstopper, one of my favorite series. I read the first 4, so I need the 5th one. I don't know when the 6th one is coming out. I love Nick and Charlie. I love them so dearly. They are soulmates, and I'm so happy that this exists in the world. Next is the first 2 books in a series. That's the Boys of Tommen series. I'm so excited to start this. We have Binding 13. This is a special Barnes & Noble edition, exclusive. So it has like chrome, and then like, oh, look at how beautiful that is. And then the sprayed edges of like the light pink. I think it's so beautiful. I decided to just get the first 2 for now because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I feel like I will. I think I'm gonna love this series, but I don't fully know. So this one is, these 2 are Shannon and Johnny. Yeah, so I figured I'll read their story first, and then if I like it, I'll continue on because the other books are different couples, I believe. We have Betting on You by Lynn Painter. I want to read more by Lynn Painter this year. So this is Bailey and Charlie, and it just seems like cute and fun and silly and sprayed edges. Last YA is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is, I think, her only YA book, and Mallory's chess genius. I don't even know the guy's name. Nolan? But I've heard amazing things about this book, and so I just want to try it out. I want to read more by Ellie Hazelwood. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Let's go into adult fantasy. Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. A thick one. I don't remember what this one's about, but I've heard amazing things about this one. Saris and Kingfisher. These names are a little rough. Kingfisher, like one word, Kingfisher. She mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher. He'll use her alchemist's magic to protect his people no matter what costs him or her. Also, The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is the first book in this series. I don't know what the series is called. This is, I think, vampire romance for humans and vampires. The rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always guard your heart. And she's an adopted human daughter of a nightborn vampire king, and this world is designed to kill her, and then to survive, she's forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. He's a ruthless vampire. I don't know. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I've heard amazing things about this book, and I just like that it's a short one compared to all these thick fantasy books. And this seems like Regency fairy fantasy, so that seems fun. Also, I got One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is the first book in the duology, the Shepherd King duology. So this is like gothic fantasy, and I don't know if that's my vibe, so I only got the first book, but I'm really excited to read this. Everyone and their mother loves it, so maybe I will too. Last fantasy is Curse of the Wolf King by Tessania Odette. This is the first book in the Entangled with Fae series. Each book in the series is a like fairy tale retelling. So the one I read was Heart of the Raven Prince. That was the second book. It was a Cinderella retelling. Cinderella's my favorite, so I read that first. This one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And it's the story of Beauty and the Beast, but just with magic and fairies and fae and all those types of things, and he's a beast. But I could be wrong, but I think like his beast form is his regular form. So this is just like bestiality. I don't know. I only have 2 mysteries. One of them is The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. So this is the last book I need to read in order to complete this series. I've heard that they're all very similar to each other, but I still, I want to finish the series. I loved her writing. I love these books. I think they're both so amazing, and I'm hoping the third one is too. Last mystery is really random. This is The Really Dead Wives of New Jersey. This is an ARC copy. This is an advanced proof. I think it says it publishes on January 14th of this year. I was given this at work when my manager found out that I'm from New Jersey. He's like, do you want this? Here you go. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I don't know if it's like Real Housewife vibes and there's a show and then there's a murder, but I'm down. So there's that. We're so close, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. This one is a romance, but this is a Christian romance, and this is The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. I mentioned this in the 25 books I want to read in 2025. Also a thick one. I read Redeeming Love December of 23, and I loved it so much. It was so good and so well done, so I really want to read more by her. And this one is a modern day Christian romance. And then I have 2 Christian nonfiction books. So this is Pray First, The Transformative Power of a Life Built on Prayer by Chris Hodges. I've heard good things about this book, and it's short. I like my nonfiction short, otherwise I get so bored. And I really want to revitalize, give new life to my prayer life because it's kind of lacking and I'm not the best at it. So I'm excited to read that, as well as Jess Connolly's book, Breaking Free from Body Shame, Dare to Reclaim What God Has Named Good. I read a few Jess Connolly books like 2 summers ago or 3 summers ago, and they can be a little fluffy at times, but I did really enjoy those books. And so I wanted to read another book by her. This one is also very short. Body image is something that I struggle with, and my relationship with food and exercise. I've lost tons of weight before. I've gained a lot of weight. I've seen people change the way they view me and the way they treat me when I'm smaller versus when I'm bigger, and it's something that I really struggle with. And so I'm excited to read this and just align my thoughts and views on my body, how God views me as his like beautiful daughter, his creation, and my body is not what determines my worth or my beauty, and it's beautiful as it is. Like this is God's creation right here, and she's gorgeous, okay? And so are you. So I'm excited to read this book, and I hope it helps just help my brain a little. Last 2 books. These are the memoirs. I have Cher's new memoir, part 1. So I don't know how many parts there's gonna be, but yeah. So I have her memoir. I'm excited. I love Cher. And I also have Rebel Rising. This is Rebel Wilson's memoir. And so I also adore Rebel Wilson. I love her work and I'm really interested to hear her story and more about her life and how her life has played out. Thank you guys. I've been filming for 45 minutes. Thank you for staying with me. I know this was long. I can't believe I have this many books. I'm cutting back, okay? This job is ending. It was just a seasonal position. I have another job that's a work from home thing that I'm focusing on, but I want to focus on BookTube as well. So I'm not going to buy this many books as often, okay? No, we're not doing that. My rule is I'm not allowed to buy a new book unless it's a new release that I'm excited, like I'm really excited about, or if it's like the next book in a series that I'm like in the middle of, because I need to be financially smart for once in my life. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know which books you would like to see in reading vlogs. I have a lot of different video ideas for a lot of these books that are going to take me, honestly, probably into the first 6 months of the year because there's so many books here and I have so many video ideas and I'm really excited for all of them. I'm gonna drink some water. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in my next video. Bye!